We continue to follow the developments in Ukraine and the possible effects in the U.S. But how did we get here? What does Russian President Vladimir Putin want? For that, we turn to Dr. Carl Ackerman, who's a European history analyst. Good morning, Dr. Ackerman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you.
Let's start with the history of these countries. What can you tell us about their relationship?
Well, Vladimir Putin always makes the point about Russia and the Ukraine being one. And, that's his intention, is to make them one, unfortunately. But, if you go back historically, Kyiv was the center of Russian civilization. And that's the original civilization. That's why you have the Orthodox Church in both countries. Shortly after the early development of Kyiv, the Russians had to move north because the Mongols invaded and decimated the city. So really, it's the Ukraine that came first. So that's the origin. And just to put this whole conflict in historical perspective, Peter the Great westernized Russia, and after he did so in the 17th century and early 18th century. What happened was you really had Russian leaders divided into two camps. One looked toward the West, like Mikhail Gorbachev recently, and the other group were really what we call Slavophiles, who were deep Russian nationalists. And that's the tradition that Vladimir Putin comes from.
You just mentioned that Putin wants to take control of Ukraine. Why is he targeting areas like the capital, Kyiv, and the Chernobyl nuclear plant?
Well, one of the things is that he wants to get control of the central apparatus. So, the best possible scenario for him is to depose the current Ukrainian president, put in a puppet state, and then take over the Ukraine and Ukraine serve as the puppet state for Russia, much like the satellite countries did in the former Soviet Union. One must remember that Vladimir Putin was stationed in East Germany. He was actually in the Russian embassy there when the Berlin Wall fell. So he is paranoid about something like this happening with the West. In addition to that, you have that piled onto that is that whole Russian chauvinism. So he is really someone that is very difficult to bargain with, but I think through strength, which our current president is doing a good job in doing, that's the solution. And to answer your other question, near Chernobyl, I could see it being a nuclear depository. That's where there's some companies that are coming into that Chernobyl region. The Chernobyl plant that exploded, the nuclear power plant, is really dead in many ways. So, there's really no reason for that. But one cautionary notion I have is, there are 4 other operating nuclear plants in the Ukraine. And these plants are fairly comprehensive. And if a Russian rocket hits or missile hits one of these plants, we're all in deep kimchi, as you say in Hawaii.
And is that one of the reasons why other countries, including the U.S., getting involved? A lot of Americans are still wondering why.
Well, we want to maintain in Europe with the European Union, for both economic reasons, political reasons, we want to maintain basically the same sort of framework that occurred after World War II that led to sort of the European Union. We want to maintain, a peaceful, healthy, economically European Union. And of course, we've been allies with many countries in Europe for many, many years. And of course, our NATO alliance is one symbol of that. So that's our general interest. If you're talking about specific material interests, we don't have many really in the Ukraine, but we want to make sure that our European allies are able to get their fuel, are able to get whatever kind of breadbasket the Ukraine is providing to Western Europe, and to make sure that there's stability, because actually there are countries, especially like Russia, that is a nuclear power. So we want stability.
All right, Dr. Carl Ackerman, we really appreciate your time and your expertise on this, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you very soon again. But thank you and have a good day, Dr. Ackerman.
Oh, thank you very much. What a